going on, everyone? So I want to give Jaxson Hayes a little love and shine because he's been very good in that backup role, right? DeAndre Ayton is the starter. And something I talked about in the offseason very heavily, right? Because a lot of people were like, hey, we need a backup center. We need a backup center. And I was like, do we? Do we really? Look, I would still love an upgrade. Like you can all there are better backup centers than Jaxson Hayes. Don't get me wrong. If you can get one of those guys in the mix of the trades, then sure. I've talked about it even in the offseason. Like if you can go get a Nick Richards, then sure, go get a Nick Richards, right? Or if you can go get somebody that is a clear upgrade, then yeah, sure, no problem, right? But it's not something that I thought even in the offseason I talked about, I thought was a priority. I thought Jaxson Hayes would be good enough this season to hold down the backup role. We know he can start in a pinch if you need him to, and he can play well. He plays really well off of Luka Doncic. And I said, I wouldn't be shocked if he gave us the production we got with him as a starter in the backup role. That basically he's still able to hold down similar stats, right? Was my thought process, right? And so far he has, right? So far this season, he's averaging 5 points, 4 rebounds, and 1.1 assists on 71% from the field, right? Jaxson Hayes, again, he is a high flyer. He makes high flyers look pedestrian. The guy can jump out the gym. And he's just been really good this season, really stable, really solid, right? He's giving you everything that you can want in that backup role. Everything you can want in that backup role. And so to me, it's again, I think it's further validated, even in the offseason when I was talking about this, I don't think you need a backup center. I think Jaxson Hayes is fine in that role. I think so far he's been fantastic in that role. He's had some big plays and some big moments and some big stretches for the Lakers. He plays really well off of Luka Doncic, right? If anything, go get a floor spacing big so you can get an upgrade over Maxi Kleber so you can slot him next to Jaxson Hayes and a DeAndre Ayton. But, point is I look at kind of Jaxson Hayes and what he's provided, and it's how much better is a Nick Richards or somebody like that going to be for the Lakers, right? Maybe as a start, when he gets the starting minutes, right? Jackson or DeAndre Ayton gets the night off or something like that, and he's got to step up. Sure, okay, sure, right? But again, you shouldn't be making decisions and counting on guys missing long term. Like I said, you shouldn't make decisions solely on injuries because you don't know, right? DeAndre Ayton could play 75 games this season, or he could play 60, right? We don't know, right? He's looked good and played well so far, so we'll see, right? And then once you get to the playoffs, if Jaxson Hayes is healthy, or not just Jaxson Hayes, DeAndre Ayton is healthy, I don't care who that backup center is, they're not getting a ton of minutes. Right? Because in the playoffs, they're probably playing DeAndre Ayton 35 minutes a night. Even if you play him 30 minutes a night, you're probably still running some small ball variations against most teams, right? To kind of push the pace and just get different looks and try to spread teams out and stuff like that. So you're getting that for probably 8 minutes. So even if, say, Ayton's playing, 30 minutes, you probably got 5 minutes of the small ball. You got, maybe 12 minutes, 10 minutes that you're getting your center in, right? Because you got to figure if you do 30 minutes for Ayton, 5 minutes, let's say even just 5 minutes, probably be more than that. Say 5 minutes for small ball, that means you have 13 minutes left over. So that means at most, Jaxson Hayes or whoever the backup center is playing, 15 minutes on average or 13 minutes on average, right? So to me, it's why are you going to go and invest a bunch of money and effort and energy into a backup center, right? The varying degrees, and I've talked about this very heavily, the varying degree, the difference between a Jaxson Hayes and a Nick Richards is very minimal, right? It's very minimal. Again, even if you think Nick Richards is far better player, right? Starters, there's the degree. The difference, think of Alperen Şengün and how good he is. The difference between him and Jokic is it's almost like Şengün is playing at the Y compared to Jokic, right? It's otherworldly, right? Again, there are drastic degrees in starting level centers. In backups, it's very minimal, right? Because most backups, they're only getting X amount of minutes. They're only getting a certain role. They're only getting so many field goal attempts and whatever, right? Like, so even if you were to go and solve the backup, like, Jaxson Hayes has been perfect. Jaxson Hayes has been everything this team could ask for and then some, right? So again, I look at Jaxson Hayes so far. 12 games played, 1 game started, 16.7 minutes per game, right? He's averaging 3.2 field goal attempts, but he's shooting 71.7%. He's getting 3 attempts per game. He got a 3, which is great. He's 100% from three-point range, which is beautiful. He's 101 to be exact for three-point range. But he's shooting, again, 70.3% from the field on 3.1 attempts. He has an EFG of 72.4%. Free throw shooting definitely needs to pick it up. He's shooting 64.3%. He's a career 70% guy on 2 attempts. He's averaging 4.1 rebounds, which is as many rebounds as he averaged last year. He averaged 4.8. So he's averaging almost as many rebounds. He's averaging technically more assists, the same number of steals, and almost the same number of blocks on 5.3 points. So he's averaging 1.5 points less than he did last year. Right? And again, so you look at his per 36. Obviously, per 36 doesn't tell you everything because he's not a starter. But he'd be 11.5 points, 8.8 rebounds, 2.3 assists, a steal, and a block. Right? Last year, he would have been 12.6 points. So you're talking 1.1 points fewer this season than last season. He would have been 1.7 blocks, so compared to 1, so 0.7 blocks better. It's actually 0.8 to be exact. Same number of steals. He's averaging actually more assists this year at 2.3 compared to 1.9. Rebounding is 8.8 compared to 8.9, so he's rebounding the ball better this year. Even offensive rebounds are more this season. He'd averaged 2.7 rebounds compared to 2.6 last year, right? So in a backup role on fewer minutes, he's actually better than he was last year, even as a starter for this Lakers team. Like, he's great. Like, what more do you need? Jaxson Hayes deserves his flowers. Give the man some credit. Like, the guy has been great this season, right? Especially for the role that he's been in. Right? So I'm perfectly fine. Keep Jaxson Hayes. A backup center to me is like the least of our concerns. Right? Like, again, if you can do it you go trade for Dylan Brooks and you can get a Nick Richards in the process, sure, no problem. Right? Like, but outside of that, like, you're gonna go and make the trades and do all that stuff, and then what? And then you're gonna trade whatever little assets you have left to go get a backup set. It's like, why? Jaxson Hayes is fine. And then once you get the playoffs, if everyone's healthy, right? Like, you're good. Jaxson Hayes is only gonna play 10 minutes a night. So again, I just don't think that that's a priority at all. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. I pass a question to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out. So we enjoy these types of videos. I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one.